I built this shit.
I'm working on mine.
And I'll be damned if I... Schools.
Hi everybody, welcome to my channel.
Human anatomy. Y'all ready? Okay, let's get into it. So I used to have apprenticeships with tattooing. I've done, I would say 2 legitimate apprenticeships and 1.5 not so legitimate apprenticeships. He referred me this artist named Proko, spelled Proko. Step number 1, start the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be studying the anatomy of the shoulder bones, and we're starting with the shoulder girdle. Okay, so in this video he kind of dives in and he mentions the shoulder girdle, and then when he starts the video he starts to explain the simple structures of the clavicle, which apparently like the clavicles should be these bones right here on your frame. So I'm assuming that he started saying the clavicle because the clavicle is the beginning of the shoulder girdle, and the shoulder girdle is probably the clavicle and another bone connected. And I wrote here in my notes that the clavicle is where the shoulder begins. So, and then I guess he just starts explaining like what the clavicle looks like and where the clavicle is located. And then he just starts talking about the sternum, which is like another part of the shoulder girdle. So this is the shoulder girdle, which includes the clavicle where the shoulder begins. And then he's explaining how long the clavicle is. The length of the clavicle is about a head length, the skull length. Example drawn, and then that's the sternum in the middle that I drew. Alright. And now we are talking about, well, first to close out the clavicle, basically a clavicle is a collarbone apparently. This is a collarbone synonym clavicle. I'm not sure. I guess one is a scientific version and one is the question mark version. I'm not quite sure. But then we're moving on, or he moves on to the scapula, which shoulder blade. Yeah, so the scapula. So clavicle, collarbone, scapula, shoulder blade. He proceeds to describe the length of the shoulder blade, or scapula, which is about the length of the head and the width of the head. Apparently it's about the size of a cupped hand or palm. Okay, it describes the different parts of the scapula or the shoulder blade. Okay, cool. Which is the blade of the body and spine of the scapula. So there's, I'm gonna show you guys my drawings in my notebook. This, and I wanna, is this the right picture? Yeah. So, let me show you that. So this is the body of the blade. The medial ridge is part of the body of the blade, which is right here. And this is the medial ridge. And this is the spine of the scapula. The spine of the shoulder blade is right here. So he proceeds to explain that the scapula, or the shoulder blade, is all one bone, but for artists, for us drawing perspective, it has two parts. The anatomical details of the collarbone, I'm just gonna go ahead and say collarbone because clavicle confused me. That means anatomy of the collarbone. So I'm assuming we're going to dive into how the collarbone is shaped and stuff like that. Okay, so this one was confusing for me. I had to like rewatch this several times. I guess he's asking us where the arms start to try to like indicate to us like how the skeletal body is set up. So the arms probably are connected to the socket, or the ball of the arm is connected to the socket of the shoulder blade, which is connected to the spine through the neck or something like that. So the arms would begin. I don't know where I'm going. Like, I get what he's trying to say. It was just, I just don't understand why he started it like that, but I guess we're about to find out. And I guess he just proceeds to explain that the neck is the only bone-to-bone connection from the shoulder girdle. Like, the shoulder girdle does not touch the rib cage at all. So it's only connected to the neck at that one spot, or the arm. The arm is only it's only connected to the arms that way. I guess, I don't know. I don't know. He's explaining a bunch of stuff, and you guys know what I mean. Like, I'm going to revisit these topics even after this video is recorded and posted. Okay, and in this next part of the video, he basically starts talking about the sternum, which apparently the sternum is right here. See if I can flex it. It's supposed to be this deep thing right here that flexes. When you flex your neck, it looks like a V, but he's basically trying to let us know that when we're drawing as an artist, not to draw the sternum area like a V, because that would mean that the person that we're drawing is tense. Unless they're tense all the time, then you can draw it like a V. But if they're just relaxed, then you draw it like boxy, because the shoulder blades, the bones, what does he call it? The clavicle, shoulder blade bones are connected, or not, they don't touch. There's like space between them, but they're connected via another bone. So there's a space when you draw it. Okay, so here is anatomy aspects of the shoulder blade or scapula. Acromion process located right here. That's the shoulder blade. Acromion process. It looks like it's an extension of the clavicle. But it's not. It's actually an extension of the scapula, shoulder blade. And then just describing, these are some notes just describing the acromion process. A flat rectangular platform steps down from the clavicle. This is just a little drawing representation to view the bone like a shape, showing off boxiness. This is just a perspective to see it like a shape of the acromion process. And it's showing the muscles right here. These are supposed to be the muscles that are attached to the acromion process. And then we hop into, these are just describing the muscles and seeing human figures as shapes. I found this to be really fun. I think I'm gonna really enjoy doing that. And then these are just some notes showing off the spine of the scapula, or on the scapula. So we're just diving into parts of the scapula. The scapula again is the shoulder blade. Spine of the shoulder blade is a complex plane like a ribbon on a cylinder, and then basically that's just describing the shape of that bone, or the area of that bone. So shoulder blade, spine of the shoulder blade, cylinder-like qualities. Example of the cylinder, just tilted this way, I guess. It's like a tilted cylinder. The glenoid cavity is like right here on your shoulder blade. So it's basically that socket that holds the humerus, and I'm pretty sure the humerus is like a bone on the arm. like somewhere here. Then I'm going to show you guys my notes again of the glenoid cavity, where it's located. Notes I wrote: socket that holds the humerus. As a shallow socket, it's not good for supporting weight, but it's great for mobility. So it's not too good for holding weight, but it's good for motion. Okay, so we keep talking about the glenoid cavity. It looks like head of the humerus is a ball that fits in that socket just below the acromion process. So the head of the humerus, so we spoke about the humerus being part of the arm bone. So the head of the arm bone is a ball that fits in that socket just below the acromion process, which is right there. All right, cool. Rotator cuffs. There's a network of ligaments that secure the ball of the humerus to the glenoid cavity. So the glenoid cavity is that part inside of the shoulder blade, and they're saying that there's a network of ligaments, muscles, skin, whatever, that tightens this, keeps this nice and tight together. Important about the shoulder blade. So basically, he shows an example of the shoulder blade again. And we identify the spine of the shoulder blade, the blade of the shoulder blade, and just two primary landmarks for drawing the shoulder blade. And he explains the angles that they're directed in: 90-degree angle fixed, or my bad, more than 90 degree angle. Locating, basically he talks about how to find the shoulder blade on the body in the video. And I'll do like a little scratchy example. He describes or explains like certain areas of the shoulder blade when the muscles are on top, view, that type of view. He also shows a much better example than what I drew on this paper. Again, more description of the shoulder blade and the muscles and what they look like. Description of the ball and socket and everything like that. And then there was homework that I wrote for myself to do, which is drawing the examples that he has, and he shows you through the video 3D models, looking up 3D models on Google when I'm drawing it, probably like double screening on my iPad, drawing the shoulder girdle and then other parts of the scapula and the clavicle, shoulder blade and all that stuff. Look for the angles, so practice is drawing the shoulder blade and the shoulder blade and the collarbone. And I also think I should probably buy like a real skull and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do for the rest of this video, because I just don't want to make it too long, I'm just going to show you guys the notes that I took with some cool, cute little music on top of it. Hopefully you guys remember what I said, or you guys want to rewind those parts. I'm just gonna like slowly flip through, starting at the glenoid cavity. That's the glenoid cavity, and then yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. After that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna be posting every Monday, so yeah, don't forget to tune in for that. I feel like there's something else that I want to say. I guess I want to ask you guys, like, if you guys have video suggestions, but I have like a whole bunch of video ideas. I kind of want to drop like 3 videos this week, but we'll see how the week goes, because yeah. Peace.